What's up guys, and welcome back to another video on the Honda Civic. And today we're going to be attacking the rear brakes. And before we get into it, I shaved my head for fun, so that's why I probably look a little bit weird. But here is what we're attacking today, all of this basically. So let's send it up. We need to get the exhaust down so we can get the handbrake cables off. So saying that, we actually need to go in the car first. So we need to disconnect the handbrake cables from in the car so we can pull them through. But let me show you what the front end suspension looks like now, because it makes the world of difference the way it now looks. Look how much better that is. I spent a bit of time trying to clean these wheels up. Obviously we got new pads, we got new discs, we got new components everywhere, and that looks 110 times better. I even give it a quick jet wash in this wheel arch. Look how clean that is. So coming into the car, we need to get behind here, and if you can see, there is these screws, and I believe once all these are undone, it will just lift up. I think there's a couple each side, and then we can disconnect the handbrake cable and begin to get those trailing arms out. So now I've got those screws out, you can see this lifts up. If I show you in here, you can see the handbrake mechanism, and basically we just need to get out. We need to get those two metal rods here out of this bracket, undo those two bolts, and then we can pull the whole cable through. So there we go. These two pieces come out at the end of that, which when you pull that, pulls these forward, which puts the handbrake on. I'm just going to loosen this back bolt off. Not that you actually need to get it out, but it might just make it a little bit easier, have a little bit more wiggle room. And then these will pull through there from the bottom, and then we can get the handbrake cable out. So if we come over to this wheel arch, you can see I've also given this a bit of a clean. But we've got these two bolts here to undo, these two bolts up here to undo. We need to take the shock off, which is there, here, and then I think there's one more over there, and obviously we've got the brake pipe to disconnect and the handbrake cable, which will come off with this whole unit. But what we're going to do, because we don't know when this was last off or anything like that, is we're just going to soak everything in a bit of oil. This is just penetrating oil, so anywhere that I'm going to need to undo, we're going to try attacking a bit of this, so it can try and make it as easy as possible for us to get this done. Luckily we only need to, like I said, do these two bolts up here, that handbrake cable, and a couple of bolts further down. But we're also going to need to do the same this side. Obviously they look like they haven't been off for basically the entirety of the car, so even though the brake pipes are in good condition. But let's see how far we can get on with this. So you can see here, we have this off. We are now dribbling brake fluid, so I'm going to need to put something on the floor. Well, this off, we have had one snap bolt, which was kind of expected. That was from the shock, so I don't know how that's going to come out. That snapped. If you look at this bolt, which is similar, quite far down. These two bolts are from the top. This right here held this through there. So now we just have these two bolts holding this in, and then one bolt at the back, and then we should be ready to move. It's going to take a bit of prying, but I will catch up with you once we got it off and on the floor. Right, it's actually a new day on the Civic. I actually get pulled off it yesterday, but let's go have a look how far we are to getting this trailing arm out. I think we're like 2 bolts away, so that is really good. So if we get our handy light, we've got the bolt somewhat out the shock. I don't know if you can see, but it's actually snapped in there. We don't need to undo that bolt because it's coming with it. With the bolt out of there, exhaust is massively in the way on this side, but we got this bolt here to undo, and same on the other side. That bolt's out of there, so that is free, not that you can see. The cable I've got like loose, so I should be able to pull that out now. You can see in there. So that will come down with the arm itself. So now, really, we just got, I think they're like 15s or 17 mil bolts. Buzz these 2 out and then bring it all down as one. And just like that, the old one is off. So we have got, the reason we didn't take this arm off, because we've got a new arm here. Just look at this, it's really, I don't know why this has taken such a battering. Obviously like, you see it all up in there, it's like terrible. Obviously that hole should not be there at all. I would have never had any hope of getting that nut off. Look at it. But compared to the rest of the car, this just seems like overly corroded, which is so strange. But let me show you the replacement and all the replacement parts. So here it is, all of our new and new to us parts. So obviously we've got a new one of these. It goes there. Got a new one of these. It goes there. And we have a new one of these. They go in there, like that. Obviously I know you can get like the modified ones that are like all pretty colours and stuff, but so it be, we are just going with standard stuff. However, we have one more thing. If you didn't already know, these are discs. The ones that are on there are drums. These are a little bit more desirable, and I thought for the price difference of me getting 2 trailing arms with drums on it, might as well do the upgrade and get some discs and pads and just do the conversion, because it will probably make it more desirable for the next owner. While you're watching me take apart the new to us trailing arm to replace all the bushes, it'd be worth right now hitting that subscribe button to keep up with this series. We're really close now to swapping out this car and moving on to the next one. We really don't have that many things to sort out now. But if you're enjoying this and you want to sit down for the ride and see how far we get with this, hopefully we walk out the other side with a Nissan GTR like I've always wanted. But you'll only know by hitting that subscribe button. A massive percentage of people aren't subscribed, and it really helps push the channel forward if you just hit that subscribe button, drop a like on the video, and just leave me a comment whether you enjoyed it, if you have any feedback, anything like that. I love seeing all of your guys' suggestions in the comments, so don't forget to like, comment, subscribe to keep up with this series. So as you just saw, we just got the brake caliper and the caliper carrier off. Look how tiny these brake pads are, that's crazy. But of course I've been sent the wrong ones. The ones I've been sent are the fronts. So that is just another setback, which I can't be dealing with. Look at that, look at the difference. These are actually tiny. That, don't know, obviously worked, didn't it? But yeah, just another setback from the parts supplier, but we can get this built up and ready to go. So let's get that disc off. So you can see we have got the new disc on. This disc isn't in like the worst condition in the world. It's a solid brake rotor, so it probably would have cleared up like quite nicely, but while we're here we might as well just do the job properly. So now what we're going to do is get that off, wind that caliper back and put everything back to normal after doing these bushes. So when I do get the new brake pads, we are good to go. These sliders I will probably take out and re-grease because that feels a little bit solid. Obviously they do move a little bit, but like I'm thinking like longevity. See, I've got it out there, I can push it back in. I'm thinking longevity, making the next person's life that one little bit easier. So I'll clean that up and then we'll get to changing these bushes. So I may have accidentally forgot to press record, but we have this one on the lower arm and that upper arm. Obviously disc is on, no pads, we will do them later. But you may be thinking like, you know what, there's actually not a lot wrong with that, which there isn't really. Okay, that one's a bit worse than the other one, but while we've got it all off, we might as well do it. These are relatively cheaper than you probably think. I think these are like 3 or 4 quid each. They were like 12 quid each, and this one I think again was like 5 or 6 quid each. So like while you're here, you might as well do it, because if I just did this and swapped all the old stuff over, one, it would make me look a bit crap, and two, it would just mean the next owner of this vehicle will have to look at doing it a lot sooner than probably they are expecting to. So now we need to get that back up there. Obviously we've got this small issue now, which I should probably address before I go any further, now I think about it. So I'm going to have to drill that out, maybe even cut the bolt off and just nut and bolt it. But I'm going to clean that thread out, I'm going to get it hot, and I'm going to see if I can just manually turn that out of there. But look how much better that looks compared to that down there. That poking through the wheel will look a lot better than that drum. So we're going to get that back up into place, and that is all that we're going to be doing. I think it's a major change. Let's have a look at the other side. So look at that. Drum brake, doesn't look very good. Pretty sure that's, it's not seized on, but it's pretty tough. Obviously this is not too bad a condition, but again, this side was a lot less bad than the other side. But it's going to be all refreshed, all new, ready for that new owner. So let's get this up in position. So you're going to see in the next 2.5 minutes of pure struggle. I don't know why this was so tough. I think just because all the bushings were like new, and obviously they're considerably stiffer than like an old bushing that's like worn. So it's a little bit of a struggle going on here, but I'm just putting up this new arm, and it does look 10 times better than that other side. Just the trailing arm being painted black, that brand new disc, the calipers painted black, it just makes everything look a little bit nicer, and it makes me feel better knowing that all them bushes are new and refreshed, ready for the new owner. So here you go, enjoy the struggle. How much better does that look? Just all of it, like the fact that that's painted now, the springs aren't in bad condition. Only thing we haven't got in place is this shock, just because I need to find a bolt for it. Obviously, that is slightly in there. You see me like tapping things with a hammer. That's because obviously brand new bushes are quite stiff, so it's kind of hard to get things lined up. Only thing I'm slightly unsure of is this bolt. Like you can see the clean mark there where it was before, and now it seems to be quite far over, and I don't really know why. Like these bolts aren't fully in yet. I'm just getting everything in place. So if you're a Honda wizard, what is that for? Is that for your toe adjustment? I don't know. This side is somewhat in the middle, you see. So I'll have to check that out and see what the game is really. But ultimately, we are basically done here. So with the Honda in the background, that will be the end of this video. Obviously I can't bleed the brakes because I haven't got the right brake pads. So as soon as I put pressure on that pedal, then pistons are just going to spit straight out, and then it's a long day. But we're nearly done, which means like 2 more things or 3 more things. The window that doesn't work on the driver's side, I need to investigate that. MOT, which technically will be ready for once I get them brake pads in, and I need to weld a small patch on that exhaust because there's a hole in it. Don't know why, but there is. And then obviously the major thing is paint, and then this thing will be ready for sale. I will most likely be putting a service on it as well, just oil and filter, because I like to do that with every single car for peace of mind of the next owner. So if you think of anything else that you think I need to do to this before it goes, please leave it in the comments below. And if you have enjoyed this video, please like, comment and subscribe. It really helps me push the channel so much further. I'll catch you on the next episode.